Well, we often physically see them, but do we see them? We're talking about people who live unsheltered lives with no place to call home, and it's amplified during this holiday season when home is all a lot of us think of and cherish. So I spoke with one smart, strong young man who'd been homeless for more than several months, and he confided to me what it's really like out there.
It was around Christmas last year. I was sleeping in cars and under a bridge.
David says it was a scary time in his life, but it was better than what he was living before.
I had a roommate that I was staying with, and he had a big drug problem. Instead of staying in that type of situation, I chose the streets.
I asked him, what was the hardest thing about being homeless?
I guess being alone at night. Yeah. That was the hardest thing for me. I spent the nights alone, because that's when they really get crazy. But like I said, some of them have mental issues, and I know the struggle, and I don't judge.
He spent a lot of days alone, too, and to get out of the bitter winter cold, he found warmth somewhere safe.
Libraries. I would read most of the time. Yeah, just the library or go to the mall.
But he did meet people. Some he'll never forget.
There was a pregnant lady. She got to tell me about her family and everything, and how they kind of deserted her for who she was with, and they just left her on the street. And he ended up leaving her, so she really didn't have anybody.
That's when David remembered he did.
I had family, but I didn't want to, I wanted to try to do things on my own, you know, because I felt like a burden kind of my whole life to them. So I didn't want to bother them.
But David also realized his family wouldn't want this for him and decided it was time to be open to receiving help.
I started thinking of my family, yeah. And, you know, what I'm gonna leave behind as far as my name. Like, I didn't want it to just be David, the homeless guy.
So in about an hour on 3 News at 5, we'll tell you more about where David is now. I can tell you that he is working full-time, and I'm introducing you to one of his fellow Crossroads residents. Interestingly enough, there were 2 questions that I separately asked both of these men, but their answers mirror each other. Some really interesting takeaways coming up there in just a bit on 3 News at 5.